Thank you so much, my followers, for always taking your time to watch my YouTube channel. And if you are new here, this is Blossom Becky. If you have not subscribed, subscribe and make sure that you hit notification bell so that you're notified when we upload new videos, which we keep on uploading. So today is another day that we want to discuss on issues of childhood trauma. I said childhood trauma. And how do you develop childhood trauma, and does it have effect as an adult and also to our romantic relationship? And to help me do that is a colleague, a friend, and a professional in that area, and she will be taking us through, helping us understand the issues of childhood trauma. And without further ado, allow me to welcome my guest today and a friend. Karibu sana, Fatma. Please tell my followers, who are you?
Thank you so much, viewers of Blossom Becky. My name is Fatma Amani. I am a psychologist and counselor. I basically deal with abusers of children, so I counsel mostly abusers, from gender-based abuse, emotional abuse, and all other types of abuse. I'm also a youth and adolescent advocate in the adolescent issues, and I'm very happy to be here, Becky.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, my followers. I love Fatma because I know the kind of a job she is doing, especially in issues to do with gender-based violence. So Fatma, tell us, what is this childhood trauma?
Okay, thank you again, Becky. So childhood trauma is basically just the trauma we face, but in adverse effects. So childhood trauma is the adverse experiences that we face in our childhood years that have a negative impact on us. So these impacts can be seen in the childhood years or even in the adult years. So that is generally just a brief description of what childhood trauma is. And maybe to add something onto that is that these experiences are usually neglected and we see them as normal. They are normal to us. These are the habits that our parents use on us, telling us, you can't do it, you're not good enough. These are the things that our friends tell us in school, in even the early primary years of school. You can't make it, you are not an achiever, you're just not good enough. So all these things that these people around us tell us that affects us and affects our self-esteem, it affects how we see ourselves, it affects how we interact with others in the childhood years. All these experiences is what we now come and term as childhood traumas.
Wow, thank you so much, Fatma. And Fatma, when you say this, I remember one time as I was growing up, I can't remember either, I was in the lower classes, and I remember one of the teachers talking about my, describing me with my teeth, because I had an outgrown teeth, and that really affected me. It affected my esteem, and I was not able even to stand in front of class. Those are some of the things that I had to take to counseling. And the other thing I remember, girls laughing at me because my first menses, because my mother never talked to me about my menses. And my first menses, I was in class 8. And I didn't know. I only soiled my dress. And girls laughed at me, boys laughed at me. And from there, my esteem was crushed. Are you talking about such things?
Yes, I am talking about such things. I am also talking about one thing that teachers really do most of the times is now attributing a child for maybe failure of paying school fees. These parents cannot pay school fees. So what they do is blaming the child, naming the child, you're problematic, your parents are, So all this stuff is what we now call childhood traumas. The traumas or the words, the actions that people around you do that now make you not be able to now come out as yourself. You're not able to freely express yourself because people are now laughing at you because of the menses, because of you messing your dress. People are now laughing at you because you are unable to pay school fees. People are now looking at you differently because you were caught somewhere doing something wrong and it came out, and it came out as something wrong to the society.
Wow.
So these are those childhood traumas we are talking about.
Now tell us, Fatma, at home setup, what are some of the things that can affect me and I find myself developing childhood trauma? Because I know I have so many parents that follow me. How do they help their children? And even them as parents, could be they also are undergoing childhood trauma.
Okay, so this is a very interesting question. And it's something that we are not very conversant with. So let me just try and make it come out as it should, especially from the home setting.
Yes.
So one of the things that come out mostly in the home setting is one, sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry brings childhood trauma a lot. Two is parenting
Sibling
styles.
rivalry is where me and my brothers and my sisters fight.
Yes, that is sibling rivalry. It's where there is just some aspects of jealousy between the two of you, between siblings. That is sibling rivalry. So I want to combine sibling rivalry with parenting styles. So most of the times, parents tend to attach themselves to maybe one child and then they neglect the other. So when Becky and a sibling are having some troubles or they're not connecting well, one parent or both parents tend to now associate themselves or connect themselves to one child and neglect the other child. So this is a major cause of childhood trauma. The one that is usually connected to this parent is seen as a good child, you know. She is never blamed or he is never blamed. He's just good. Whoever is causing this trouble is the one that is always neglected. And most of the times you find that this one that is neglected is the one that is always neglected. So this experience is continuous and regular.
Okay.
To the point that Becky knows when I fight with my sibling, it's me. So whether you are wrong, whether you are right, you just know that it's me. And then now you learn to adapt to that situation. So even in your life, you grow up learning to adapt to that. You just know that whatever happens, I am going to be blamed for it.
Okay.
Yes, so that is number one. Number two, we said it was parenting styles. So maybe loving one child, neglecting the other, that kind of thing. Another thing could be abuse. So whether you're abusing drugs, whether you're abusing a child emotionally or socially or even sexual abuse.